Item 10E, adopt a resolution authorizing a purchase agreement for two 2012 Ford F-350 pump mechanic trucks, one 2012 Ford F-550 water service truck, and two 2012 Ford F-150 cable vans from Hansel Ford of Santa Rosa in the amount of $245,116.01 and appropriating $49,547 from the Cable Enterprise Fund.
Good evening. As you can see, this will be a team effort tonight. I will present the general purpose of this action, and I will let the direct users, Al Johnson and Mark Reinhardt, to present the replacement need from a user point of view. To support the overall operation of the city manages our own fleet of vehicles and equipment. Based on the guiding principles set by the City Council, our fleet is managed to minimize cost, to provide reliability, safety, to meet operational need, to maximize operational efficiency, and to use green vehicle whenever is possible. As part of the budget process, then, to meet these management goals, is assess the need for replacement based on replacement schedule, condition, and functionality of the vehicles or equipment. The replacement schedule is in essence the assumed life expectancy of the vehicle or equipment. Varies depending on the type of vehicle. The lowest replacement schedule has the police cars for obvious reason, and the longest the heavy equipment. Specifically, the vehicles discussed tonight, the trucks and the vans, they have a typical life expectancy of 7 years. The condition of the equipment is analyzed based on many factors. Only just to mention a few is based on the mileage or number of hours, depending of the type of vehicles. Also on the degree of wear on the equipment or vehicles. Functionality is another important criteria how this is assessed. Our operational processes are evolving and changing in time. So does the need for different type of equipment or what kind of tools some of our vehicles are equipped with. Like these trucks and vans, the subject of discussion tonight, beside providing transport for the employee from and to the work site, also performs as tools with what our employee performs their jobs. Each vehicle replacement is scrutinized regardless of the funding source case by case. Two of the trucks discussed tonight are funded through Water Enterprise Fund. Two vans are funded by Cable Enterprise Fund, and one is by Sewer Enterprise Fund. After the budget is approved, to save money and on the cost of the vehicles and also on administrative cost, then the department bundles those the same type of equipment in the same group and goes out to bid those group of vehicles. In this case, those were the 5. 3 of the trucks were included in operational. They were included and approved in our 11-12 operation budget. The 2 cable vans were not included in the operation budget for cable, with the intent that those will be included in the CIP budget. Reason why you have an additional action request for action to appropriate the $49,000 from cable funds. To our request for bid, the department received 3 bids. The lowest was Hansel Ford for a total of $245,000 for the 5 vehicles. Based on our very conservative estimate, is our estimation that going out, bundling these 5 vehicles in the same time, the city saved about 12 to 15%, what really mean between $29,000 and $37,000 on this action, which basically makes up the city can actually save the cost of one van bundling them together. At this time, I will let Al Johnson first to present from the user point of view why those vans needs to be replaced.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As you're aware, the CATV vans are used daily for service by the employees, for service calls and residential business customers and after hours. The majority of our fleet is 14 years old. Most of them are in good shape. The department has 14 vehicles in all, has 9 service vans, has 2 bucket trucks, has 1 pickup, has 1 sedan, 1 expedition that belongs to the LO. In the past, our vans sat in the yard waiting for parts for over a week due to the age of the parts this last year. They're over 14 years old. Manufacturers do not make parts anymore for them. A door latch breaks, you got to hunt for it, and they were out of commission for quite a while. These 2 vehicles have exceeded their useful life. The garage mechanics have recommended replacing these 2 vehicles first. These vehicles replacements were budgeted in the CATV 2011-2012 capital improvement budget, which has been delayed in coming to you. As Claire mentioned, we're taking advantage of bundling the CATV vehicles with the public work vehicles to save, have the cost savings. Keep in mind on these vehicles for $48,000, both of them are fully equipped with bins, cabinets, ladder racks, and all the safety lights. They're ready to go, you know, once they are delivered, if you do approve them. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer you.
Any questions, Michael, at this time?
Sorry for the musical chair. If you would let Mark finish his part, and then
Yeah.
all 3 of us will stand for
One quick question
questions.
for Al. What's an LO?
LO?
Is that what you said?
Whoops.
Standard.
Oh, local origination, that's the one Miriam drives around.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Staff proposes replacing the Water Division Pump Mechanics 2001 Ford truck, which has over 105,000 miles, and the Wastewater Division Pump Mechanic 3500 Chevy truck, which has over 185,000 miles. Both trucks are used 365 days a year to check, repair, maintain water pump stations and water lift stations, or wastewater lift stations throughout the city. The trucks are in poor condition and have had many repairs done to them over the years and are past their useful life. These 2 trucks will be replaced with 2012 Ford F-350s that will be equipped with a dual rear-wheel drive and heavy-duty chassis for a more robust payload and towing capacity. Staff also proposes the replacement of the Water Division's 2000 Isuzu cab and chassis service truck that is used for service calls, leak repairs, and emergency water main repairs. This truck has over 30,000 miles of stop-and-go driving, frequent towing of a variety of equipment such as pumps, emergency hoses, portable generators, The back of the truck is also used as a workstation while on the job site. The 12-year-old service truck has holes on top of the tool compartment that leaks into the tools, repairs, fittings, and chassis. Shows a sign of fatigue and has been patched and welded in several areas over the years. This is a poor condition and should be replaced.
Done?
No.
Was our intent Mari Cardona, the acting fleet manager, intended to be here tonight and to present those fine vehicles to you, but he was called out for a
He's probably
family.
fixing the trucks, I would guess.
That's unfortunately he was called out for a family urgency, and that's why he couldn't be here. But certainly, I am pretty sure he will fix those trucks tomorrow. All three of us are stands for any question.
Any questions of staff? Michael?
I was going to start with a comment, and I was just going to say I'd rather, I would take an old Chevy over a new Ford any day, but if that's what you guys are recommending, what can I say? I was just going to ask if you guys had an opportunity, and I know this is probably a lot more than you can fit into everything else you have to do, but if there was any analysis done in the total cost of ownership over on the specific vehicles that you're requesting over the life of the vehicle, what do the replacement parts cost? How easy are they to get? The life of certain components, those sorts of things. Do you guys get into that at all?
Not really. Maybe in the staff report, it's a couple repairs at $2,000.
Yeah.
From what I read.
So probably
I saw
they're all
today.
comparable, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, for this type of vehicle. Okay, that was it. Thank you.
There you
Through the
go.
Chair. On the vans, you answered that they were, which I was unaware of, that they were going to be part of the capital improvement request, which we haven't seen, so that's why they're there. So I appreciate you clarifying that. I guess what we did is you bundled and saved. Is that what you did?
Yes,
Okay.
just like our trucks advertised.
There you go. I was just referencing that. I wanted to make a plug. I want to thank the department and Marty Cardone. This morning, prior to 7 a.m., before the vehicles were out, I went down to see them firsthand. And it is not an exaggeration as far as the rust and the other items that were described. I also, and please correct me if I'm wrong on the vans, also, they don't carry the amount of weight with all the items and apparatus that go out on the cable calls, the ones, the 1997s that we currently have. And so that would be of an improvement to that, is my understanding. And
Yes, it would be. The vans have held out, quite well over the years due to the great service that the yard does for us. But the heavier vans will handle the more equipment that we're carrying now a lot easier and last hopefully longer.
And I think there was even one of the staff members who drives one of the vehicles in question. In Public Works, I guess at 42 or 45, it starts to shake. This is one that has over 100,000 miles, and it probably is obviously overdue and is rusting and what have you. So, by my eye, which that matters, and I think these are reasonable, and I appreciate the detail and the assistance this morning.
Thank you.
Anything else? Are they diesel, gas, or combination?
They're diesel. I was, hold on a sec. I'm not sure on that.
Correct.
Yeah, diesel.
They are these.
The heavier trucks are diesel?
Yes.
And the vans are gas?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions or action by the council?
Councilmember O'Connell. Aye. Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ibarra.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.